Shuhei Yoshida, he had an interview with Kind of Funny, and there was a few things he talked about that I, felt was pretty interesting. We've talked about this when it comes to people wanting another PSP, or the fact that Nintendo acknowledged the fact that they had to separate making, the handheld and the home console. After the Wii U and the 3DS, they decided to just have the Switch. It's a handheld, it's a hybrid, it's a home console, because when you have handhelds, you are dedicating time, as he says in here, and we'll talk about it. But you're dedicating resources and teams to make dedicated video games for that hardware. So you're really that's a lot of resources being split up. He says, well, there's multiple reasons why the Vita didn't work. And people like the Vita that did have it. It's just, I guess, on the mass scale, it didn't do what it needed to do. But they said some of the technical choices they made weren't good. So they had a dedicated memory card. People compare them kind of to Apple, where they want you to use their chargers, their, this and the third. So they had a dedicated memory card that you needed for the Vita, and it was expensive. So that's the first thing, them having a back touch situation, which most games didn't use. And I feel like Nintendo did the same thing with the 3DS. A lot of people weren't using the 3D features, and that's why you get the 2DS that came out, the 2DS XL, that took away the 3DS feature where you weren't even using it anymore. And then he also mentioned that, yeah, the OLED was, cool, it looks good, but it costs more. And people say that with the Switch. That's why the Switch OLED is $50 or $60 more than the regular Switch, because that screen does cost a lot more.